Well, the temperature has risen here in Vallejo, and so have the winds for the Vallejo Admirals. Hello, everyone. My name is Darren Rogers. This is In Town Sports Network, and we are here for Game 3 of this final three-game series between the Vallejo Admirals and the visiting San Rafael Pacifics. And it is the rubber game. Yes, that's right. It is the rubber game. And we'll get into all of that. But first, we're going to go into all of this.
Ever have an interest of being on camera as a sports broadcaster? Or have you ever wanted to learn how to operate a camera or what goes on behind the scenes?
If you want to be a star behind the camera.
Or you could be the captain of everything behind the scenes, then we have just the program for you.
Well, did you know that Solano College is the only community college in the nation that has a sports broadcasting program and television network, which can give you a certificate to get an entry-level job in sports broadcasting?
Classes will be held right along the library in room 121.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu. And remember, it's more than just sports, it's an education.
And we are back. It is the top of the first. Welcome, everybody. We are here at Wilson Park in Vallejo, California. And it is the Vallejo Admirals and the visiting San Rafael Pacifics. And leading things off for the Pacifics is center fielder number 21, Cameron Munger, as he looks at a first pitch ball. So, yeah, it is the rubber match. That is correct. It is the rubber match. So where are the other two games at? Well, due to technical difficulties, and I hate that word, we have game 3. But they have split games 1 and 2, and we are in the rubber match, game 3, which is the final game for the first half. The second half begins this coming Tuesday, and Pittsburgh Diamonds are coming into town for their 3-game series to start off the second half, as the count now goes to 1 and 2. So for the Admirals, it's been an interesting first half, and it's looking like they need to solidify the second half or just do a tad bit better in the second half, which, according to the changes that they've made, as that is a foul tip back for Cameron Munger. According to the changes that they made, the improvements have been well received, even by the front office, and as far as most of the teammates that have not moved on per se. So yeah, it's shaping up to be a decent second half for the Admirals. That has popped up, and that is an undecided. Okay. Yeah, that was an undecided decision on who should catch the ball, and either way, Cameron Munger is aboard. And it's looking like the sunlight is going to play a little havoc here for both teams. So, up next is the left fielder, number 12, Demetrius Moorer. Hey, we're ending. We're ending the first half, and I still haven't got this right. But oh well, that's what my first half is for. So yes, Demetrius Moorer is up to the plate. As he takes the ball 1. On the mound for the Vallejo Admirals is number 8, Chris DeLeon. And behind the plate calling the balls and strikes is Dean Poteet. And running the base pass, calling the outs and saves is Eric Thompson. So those are your officials officiating for today's final Game 3 between the Vallejo Admirals and the San Rafael Pacifics. as that is pop foul out of play. Nobody has to worry about who should catch that one. It is out of play.
That's right, kids. Foul balls equal.
So yeah, you just gotta love technical difficulties because it tells you a lot. And mine have been telling me too much. It's been talking too much. I've been talking enough, I guess. But it is what it is. And right now we are trying to get things set because 2018, as of today, has shaped up to be the start of 8 teams in the league. Martinez Clippers, if they hold that name, is coming online. So we now have the Napa Silverados and the Martinez Clippers for 2018 to add to the league. And that's a high full ball. Count now is 2 balls and 1 strike to Demetrius Moore. So the Pacific Association is growing. It's growing now to 6. And the ultimate goal, I believe, is 8. But for right now, they're happy with 6. That is the ball. So that is his 4th, and he will take a base that way. Coming up next is Jake Taylor.
Number 8, Jake Taylor.
So yesterday's game, the Admirals got off to a pretty slow start, but they got the victory, winning it 12-4. On the mound for the Admirals in that game, in that victory, started out with Marquise Hutchison. So it's as I've been saying before with these Admirals, they grind it out. They're not moving it fast. They move fast enough, but it's pretty much a grind. And sometimes it pans out, as that's down low football. Sometimes it pans out, and sometimes it don't. But the whole working situation is whether win or lose or draw, which that won't happen, but it's a grind. Count is 1-0. We are at that's ball 2. We are at the top of the first. It's a nice day here in Vallejo. A little breezy, as you can hear, but it's nice and warm. I got my Gatorade, I got my Gatorade, 2 nice little bottles full of that, and I'm drinking that as the sweat starts to pop off of me. Swing and a miss from Jake Taylor. So no outs here in the top. 2 runners on, first and second. And Jake Taylor foul tips that back. His count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. It's some of the usual fans that come to the games for the visiting teams from time to time show up, and there's one that hasn't been here in a while, and I recognize his voice because he's an avid fan. It's all positive. Oh, he did not want to swing at that, but he did, and Jake Taylor goes down, striking out that way, and that is 1 out.
Pitcher number 16, Mike Rizzatello.
So Mike Rizzatello comes to the plate. So yeah, the one fan, he's here, and I saw him yesterday's game, and he cheers on the players. He pretty much knows them all individually by name, but he has his favorites, Jake Taylor being one of them. And I saw him, I was standing by him yesterday, and Jake Taylor was at the plate, and he says, he basically says, "Get ahead, Jake." You know, he'll say that. So I looked at him, I said, "Buy a hot dog." He's like, "No, I'm not buying no hot dog." So I was like, "But buy a hot dog anyway." just having fun with them. It's good to see some of the favorites that continue to follow the team and come through to make the rivalry a lot of fun. Check swing, and that is a blooper. That's going to go ahead and get him out at first, but that advances the runners to second and third. So that's 2 outs and 2 runners still on.
Now batting for San Rafael, designated hitter number 20, Brent Gillespie.
So Brent Gillespie comes to the plate. So yeah, so as you can hear the wind in the background, but the breeze today is a welcome feel. It really is. We've had some pretty decent temperatures, but we're starting to get into our summer now. As we get into the months of August, it's really gonna get nice and warm. So that's gonna make us. It's down in the dirt. Count goes to 2 balls and no strike. Oh, make that 1 ball. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs in the top of the first, and no score yet. We're still early. And that's hit out there to right field, and that's looking like, well, it looks no more because it is a home run. So, the Pacific's take an early lead with that home run from Brent Gillespie. So
Now batting for San Rafael, second.
3-0 is the score here. And up to bat now is Aaron Brill. 2 outs here in the top of the first. The Admirals have yet to bat. And he looks at a ball. Ball 1. That is a okay. Let's see. Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait this out. Okay, that is a strike call. So I got 1 ball, 1 strike. Now remember, I am looking at the scoreboard. So who's ever handling that is handling it. Oh, check swing. A good check swing. That's going to get handled and tossed to first base. And, well, it's been kind of interesting for the top of the first, but we're headed to the bottom of the first. Here come the Vallejo Admirals, and they need to get some scores here, and we'll see if that happens right after this.
Courtesy.
And we are back. We are at the bottom of the first. The Admirals are up, and leading things off is the center fielder, number 12, Tillman Pugh. As Tillman takes a first pitch strike. So yeah, as I had mentioned before, it's a grind, and yesterday was evident. It was more evident yesterday than anything, as they were down pretty much 4-0, and it's looking pretty bleak. But they grinded out, and came back and got the win, 12-4. But again, that's in the later innings. The slow grind up, and the next thing you know, the lock. As he hits this one up the third base side of the line, that's going to get handled, and like that, Tillman Pugh is thrown out, and that's out number 1. So yeah, that's pretty much the work formula for the Admirals. So David Kiriakos to the plate. And it makes for a torturous, to say, feel. It's helpless in a lot of ways, because you watch, you see the game, you watch the game, and you see that the progress is slowly. It's not being made, but it is slowly being made. Oh, and that's gonna go for a single. And I'd say thanks to Tim for the base hit in the left field call. I didn't get it.
Number 50, Mike Blank.
So Mike Blank comes to the plate. But they are getting it together, and like I said, it's well, not like I said, but it is a situation of the Admirals kind of. Oh, he gets hit with that one, and he's going to get on board that way. So Blank gets hit by a pitch. He's on board, and here comes left fielder Nick Akins. Is that Nick Akins Sr.? Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna put the senior in front. I asked him about that. I said, is that something? What is that all about? He said, well, Nick just had a child, a little boy. I was like, oh, okay, because earlier in the first half, it was just Nick Akins. As we progress into the first half, it's all turned to senior. I was like, what, is his father coming to the game now? What? But no. He's a new dad, and that's what that's all about. So, Mr. Nick Akins Sr., congratulations on being a new dad, you know. As this count is 1-0, we are 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 2 runners aboard on first and second. And it is high for a ball. 2 balls, no strike. Yeah, I'm kind of facing the wrong way because my little microphone is almost directly into the blowing of the wind, so you'll pick that up. But if I turn this way, it kind of cuts out just a little bit. But oh well. So count now is 3-0 to Nick Akins Sr. I gotta get used to that. I'll talk to him about that maybe later. We'll see. As he foul tips out one way up just behind me. Listen, if you hear that little click, as the ball hitting not too far from where I'm at.
643-2519. Give them a call.
So 3-1 now is the count. And that's another one that's hit up pretty, and that's just right there on the stands, and not too far from Mac's truck. Mac is our trainer, and she's got her truck parked right behind one of the stands here. And she's just to get it out of the way, but hey, it's a foul ball. You never know. So count goes full to Nick Aiken Sr. As he calls time. Yeah, it's kind of breezy, so it's kicking up just a little dirt. Not badly, but just enough to cause a slight timeout as Nick called for time. Check swing, and that's going to go back to the pitcher, and and he's called him out. So Eric Thompson calls him out, and that is 2 down.
Now batting for the Admirals, designated hitter from Folsom, California, number 55.
He's out like that on a check swing. And Ryan Rodriguez, the designated hitter, is at the plate. And we're still in the bottom of the first. And the Admirals have yet to score with 2 runners on, as that's ball 1. Runners at second and third. And pitching for the San Rafael Pacifics is Nick DeBar, number 23. And that is ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 3-0 is the score right now. San Rafael with the early lead. And the Admirals threatening the score with runners on second and third. As that's hit well out into the center field area, but that's going to get caught. And like that, the threat is taken away. So they leave 2 runners stranded. We're headed to the top of the second. Here come the San Rafael Pacifics, and we'll see what they do right after this. And we are back. We are at the top of the second. The San Rafael Pacifics are up, and leading things off is the shortstop, number 6, Juan Herrera, as he takes a swing, and that is strike 1. Check that. That's ball 1. Nope. Check that again. It is strike 1. Okay. Foul tip back. Strike 2. 0-2 is the count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1, 2, 3. In order of numbers goes down Juan Herrera.
Now batting for San Rafael, third baseman number
Zach Goldstein, number 55, is now at the plate.
Everybody get ready. Get your raffle tickets ready. Our next foul ball, our next batter, we're going to announce a raffle winner.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. So once again, if you want to hear these games live, go to Vallejo Admirals webpage, VallejoAdmirals.com, or just Vallejo Admirals, as that is the ball, and click on Listen Live. you'll see it says click to listen.
Get your tickets ready.
So you click on to listen live, and you'll be able to hear the games, whether they're on the road or at home. Just go to the webpage and you can listen live. As that is foul tip up, but it doesn't look like nobody's going to get that one. As
All right, here we go. Ticket 122. Ticket number 122.
as the first baseman,
Got ticket 122.
Graylin Durkee, was to follow that one as it went out.
Golf Town.
So yeah, you can listen live by going to the webpage, the Admirals webpage, and click on the listen live, and either or you hit the Admiral symbol or the arrow. Either way, that gets you into the stream, and you'll be listening live, whether they're home or away. Option 2, if you want to go down there, count now is 2 and 2 and 1 out. Option 2 is if you want to see the games recorded, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, as that is hit up to the center, left center, and that's going to get bobbled a little bit. And they're threatening a play, but no plays to be made.
Now batting for San Rafael, right fielder number 3, Kyle 80.
So Kyle 80 to the plate.
Get your tickets ready if you've got ticket 17706. Make some noise, 17706.
So Kyle 80 at the plate. And yeah, like I said, option 2 is to just subscribe to the channel.
6 for a Glencoe polo shirt.
And whenever I upload a video, it will notify you to let you know a video has been uploaded, and you can check out the video. Option 3, yeah, you didn't know that was a third option, did you? That's a foul tip back. Strike 2 count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, you didn't know there was a third option, but there is a third option. Come out to a game. Yeah, check the locations if it's in your area for independent baseball, and come out to the game. Have fun with us. Side for ball. And believe me, folks, it's been a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun. Whether it's the players, mostly the fans that make it fun, and the on-field activities make it fun too, which you will see if you come out to the ball game. But you gotta come out to the ball game. Strike 3. No, strike 2. Okay, he had that in reverse on me. Yeah. 2 balls. I got 1 strike, 1 out. And it's starting to sound like alternative facts. Okay, here we go. And that's, as Dean says, outside. Full count. Kyle 80 at the plate, the right fielder. Runner on first. As he hits that one up, and it looks like Graylin Durkee's going for it, but nope. Here comes Vladimir Gomez to make the out. So that's 2 outs. No alternative facts required.
San Rafael, center fielder number 21, Cameron Munger.
So Cameron Munger comes to the plate. So yeah, there's three options here when it comes to Vallejo Admirals independent baseball. Option 1, as that is a ball to Cameron Munger. Option 1 is to go listen live. Option 2, or you can make the numbers how you want to. But option 2 would be to check it out on YouTube when I upload the video. Or option 3, just come to a game. You know. for the price of the admission, which is for us, it's $5 general admission, $10, and for the grandstand, yeah, for that low amount, you have a lot of fun. It is professional baseball. No, it's not semi-pro. It is professional baseball. This count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Now you might say, well, Darren doesn't sound too much like a professional. He just sounds like a guy who's up here talking and running his mouth. Well, I'm semi-pro. How about that? We'll go that route. I'm semi-pro in a professional league. Count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2s across the board. The Pacifics are leading this 3-0, and they have a runner on first. So the Admirals still have yet to score, and it kind of like goes along with what I'd mentioned before. You know, the Admirals do the slow way of getting things to happen. It's a slow grind. It works from time to time. It doesn't work from time to time. As that is hit up there to the left field, and that's going to be handled. Thrown back in, and runners now at the corners. First and third, and 2 outs.
Now batting for San Rafael, it is our beer batter brought to you by Napa Smith Brewery. If left fielder number 12, Demetrius Moore, should strike out, beer is $1 off for the rest of the second.
So Demetrius Moore is up. That is a strike call. Two outs here in the top of the second. Runners at the corners, first and third. As that's hit up there toward left center, and that's going to play the run. Score now 4-0.
Now batting for San Rafael, first baseman number 8, Jake Taylor.
So Jake Taylor comes to the plate. This is game 3 of the final 3-game series. It is the rubber match. Vallejo Admirals and the San Rafael Pacifics. Jake Taylor, the power hitting Jake Taylor, is at the plate. And that's down low for a ball. And he hits that one up the third base side of the line. They're going to go ahead and throw that to first base. And just like that, that is out number 3. So the Pacifics add on 1 to the score to make it 4-0. And the Admirals have yet to score, and we'll see how that comes out after we do this.
Batting cages.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether it's behind the scenes or on camera.
Then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back. It is the bottom of the second. San Rafael Pacifics are leading this one 4-0. And the Admirals are up and leading things off. Yeah, the first baseman, number 40, Graylin Durkee, as he takes a low inside ball. And it's called a strike to Graylin Durkee. 1-1 is his count. So the grind time is in effect. They're doing their thing as far as the Admirals are concerned because they have not scored yet. That's the thing, they have not scored yet. So they need to get runners on and start that process. As in yesterday, it started off pretty much the same way. The Pacific took the early lead, and the process was slow and moving, swing and a miss from Graylin Durkee. That is strike one. No, that's strike two. 2-2. So that was how that went yesterday, but they grinded it through and came up with the win, 12-4. It's just with this, is patience is a virtue. Strike 3. So he goes down swinging.
Now batting for the Admirals from Atlanta, Georgia, your Sir Speedy stolen base leader.
So Chevy Clark to the plate.
Clark.
And we are in the bottom of the second. Chevy Clark at the plate, no runners on. It's still early, and that was the thing about yesterday. The Pacifics took an early lead as he shows a bunt attempt, and that is ball one. That's high for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. So Chevy Clark is ahead in the count. I was over here looking for his number. I was like, well, wait a minute. He's at the plate. He's on the lineup down low. So he's well ahead of the count now, 3-0. Three and 0 is the count to Clark. 1 out. Bottom of the second. With the Pacifics leading 4-0. The Admirals have yet to score. And that is ball 4. So that is a 4-pitch walk. And coming to the place now is third baseman number 11, Chris Fornacci.
Now batting for the Admirals from Walnut Creek, California, third baseman number 11, Chris Fornacci.
That's as I was watching the game yesterday. When Chris Fornacci came up to the plate, I'm looking at what he's doing, and it's almost like they checked the run at first. If you notice, if you look at the motion of what he's doing when he's sweeping, as he's sweeping the plate and stuff, that's to get his balance. It might be too much dirt, or maybe not enough in 1 section, so he'll sweep it over. And they kind of like, it looks janitorial. Runner goes. Play is going to second, and that's thrown up high. So the runner's going to be well and safe there.
Speedy, stolen base for Chevy Clark.
I had to fill in for Tim. Again, he took a little break. He wanted me, so I filled in. I'm doing a little PA, and I could not get the Sir Speedy stolen base tie-in, as it's called. I couldn't say it right, and I was Sir Speedy this and all over the place with it. It was like, yeah. As he goes to third, and he is out at third. So 1 try too many, but a valiant attempt from Chevy Clark, as that is 2 down. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And that's the difference between well, even though we're ending the first half, but there has been a difference. More movement now with the Admirals. The attempts of stealing bases and just making things happen action-oriented wise has taken effect now with these movement of players and new players that have been added. So the game has been stepped up. It's been stepped up for the Admirals. 3-1 is the count. 2 outs here, and it's an impressive action step up to action. You know, I mean, like I said, they grind to get the points, but the movements are faster. As that is ball 4, and he's going to take a base that way. So as you can hear by the music.
Admirals from the Bronx, New York, second baseman number 10, Vladimir Gomez.
So up is Vladimir Gomez.
And you're going to clap with him, Admirals fans.
As you can see, he does it in 3. So 1 runner aboard. Runner goes. And that is foul tipped out. And that's not going to be gotten as his first baseman takes a look and sees that go away. By the way, the first baseman is Jake Taylor.
Concessions waiting for you.
So yeah, as I mentioned before, they have stepped up movement. Not trying to be the fastest or the quickest, but they're just moving a lot more. And then they've chosen not to stand around. It's yeah, we can do this. We can do this too, you know. As that is a ball to Vladimir Gomez. In the beginning of the season, or in the first half, I gotta say, it was pretty much everybody else doing it. And the Admirals was pretty much standing around watching it get done to them. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. And let's change this up as the runner goes. And he is safe as the call. As he got underneath the tag. So once again, that is the so speedy stolen base for Nachi. And I'm only going to get this right because I'm listening to Tim say it. So that works for me. That's just how it goes. But yeah, this is what they're doing, and more of this. And so with doing this, they keep an eye on what's happening with the pitcher, his pace, his cadence, so to speak, as that is a ball. Count now is 3-1 to Vladimir Gomez. So they're checking his cadence, and if it's safe to do so, they're going. They are going. And 2 bases are available for them to take an attempt at, which is second and third. As Vlad hits this one well and out. Nobody's getting that one. Why? Well, because it's a home run. And that is a 2-run banger from the second baseman, number 10, Vladimir Gomez.
And O'Connor, lumberjack for Vladimir Gomez. Admirals on the board, 4-2 now.
Well, welcome back, Vlad.
Now batting for the Admirals.
I hope that couch that you were sleeping on was comfortable because it looks like he got off of it. No, but Vlad has that in him. He has that in him. And throughout this lineup that the Admirals have, a home run can come from them at any time. At any time. One of the most surprising home runs that caught me off guard was from Yuki Yasuda, the Sonoma Stompers' second baseman. He hit one, as I stated, I was thinking, oh, he can't hit one basically because he's not trying to hit one, but I figured Yuki Yasuda, if he was to hit a home run, it'd be down the 322 fence line or something like that. No, he centered one out here, 370, that opened my eyes and shut me up. But with this Admiral team, yeah, a home run can come from any of the players. They all have it in them. It's just as the game is your pitch. You know, if the ball comes the way you want it, yeah, you can get it up out of here. You can get it up out of here, and so can Tillman Pugh. Is that leaving? Nope, it's not. That is a long one, and that is out number 3. So, good try from Tillman, good hit from Tillman, but they get on the board, the Admirals do. It is 4-2. Here come the San Rafael Pacifics, and let's see what happens after this.
Another draw.
And we are back as a strike one is given to Mike Rizzatello. He is the catcher for the San Rafael Pacifics, who are up. We are at the top of the 3rd. And at the bottom of the 2nd, oh, I think that hit him. So he'll take a base that way for Mike Rizzatello.
Now batting for San Rafael, designated hitter
And
number
Brent Gillespie is coming up, and at his last at bat, he did a home run. Score now is 4-2, and all it took place in the bottom of the 2nd. With a home run from Vladimir Gomez. That plated him and one more runner, so it's now 4-2 as they throw back to check the runner, and he is safe. So as I was saying before, when the Admirals were up, any of them are eligible pretty much as they check the runner, and he is safe again. The home run can come from various players. They have it in them to do so. But as it stands right now, the Admirals are on defense, and that is called a strike. And I got strike 1 on the board. Is that an alternative fact? I'll take a look back down here at the action, and then I'll look back at the board. Yep, it's still strike 1. That is the ball. The ball is the call. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-2 is the score. The Pacifics are leading. Runner on first. As that's hit out there to left field, and that's gonna get caught, and that is 1 down.
Now batting for San Rafael, second baseman number 10, Aaron Brill.
So Aaron Brill comes to the plate. They check the runner. He is safe. And this all goes with how the Admirals have picked up the pace, so to speak, and getting the results of what they want to get. There's no more leaning back on your heels or anything like that. It's the Admirals have pretty much, even though, like I said before, they grind it out to get the points or whatever have you not. They now have a giddy up, go get 'em style of trying to get an out or advancing, as that is a strike 1. And through the process of the first half, it's slowly turned over to what it is now, where they are. So the balk has been called, The balk has been called, which advances the runner. And right now, Chris DeLeon had better leave this alone or he'll get thrown out of the game. So Demetrius Moore is out there to figure out what the balk call is. So Chris DeLeon has wisely just walked all the way away from the entire situation. And Demetrius Banks, the pitching coach, is out there talking to Eric Thompson right now. A balk has been called, so that advanced the runner to second. So right now, Dean Bautista is even explaining things to Chris DeLeon, what the situation of what now Eric is, and Eric is letting him know what the balk call, what he saw for the balk call. But yeah, Chris is kind of like, you got to be kidding me. Really? Where'd that come from? Excuse me. So that's just something that just caught everybody by surprise. So it advances the runner to second. And now it's all about a reset. That's been done. No change. So Dean has given a sign up to the booth. I don't know what it was, but as it stands right now, it is one strike. No balls, one strike. And the batter is Aaron Burrell. That's down low for a ball. So 1-1 is the count. So it's for Chris DeLeon, he just has to reset and get back into rhythm and be mindful of a movement that he made, and don't get another balk called on him. And that's foul tipped away, and that's out of play. We are in the top of the third here. The Pacifics are leading this one 4-2. So the Admirals were able to cut that lead in half. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner advanced to second due to a balk call from Eric Thompson, the field, the base path umpire. Down low for another ball. So, and the runner goes to third, and he is safely there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pacifics are threatening to score. The score is 4-2. And the game has been made very interesting at this particular point in time. Swing and a miss, which was misleading for him. So he's down on swings as Aaron Brill takes off and walks away that way.
Now batting for San Rafael, shortstop number 6.
So here comes Juan Herrera. 2 outs here in the top of the third. So the calls now, because of the balk call, becomes an interesting situation. I've kind of seen this before. When an out of the blue kind of like call is made, not only does it affect the team that it got called on, but it can also, a swing and a miss right there from Juan Herrera, but it can also affect the team that's going to come up to bat. You know, so I mean, either way, I mean, it's like a process. It has to go through one more phase, and then after that, it is totally gone. It goes away. Yeah, that's inside for a ball. Count now is 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Runner on third. So at this particular time, it's got to be in the back of the minds of of offense and defense. What's going to happen next? But they got to kind of like keep that down low as that's hit up to the center field. And that's going to play the run there.
Now batting for San Rafael, third baseman number 55.
So Zach Goldstein comes up. So the Admirals have a little work to do. They got to get the third out. And that's not been an Achilles heel for them, but it has been a slow process as that's hit up and gets past Vladimir Gomez, the second baseman, and both runners are going to be aboard, first and second.
Now batting for San Rafael, right fielder number 3, Kyle 80.
And like I said, it hasn't been an Achilles heel for them, to get the third out, but it has been a grind for them to get the third out, as well as getting points on the board too. So Kyle 80 is at the plate. We are at 2 outs. Top of the third. It's inside for a ball. And it has been, with the exception of the wins and losses, it's been a nice 3-game series here in Vallejo. And that is a strike call. And we're looking for another one because the Pittsburgh Diamonds, who are in second place, are coming to town next week. So we're looking to make a little noise with them, and they're looking to come in and make a little noise on us. The count is 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. We're at the top of the third. The score is 5-2. The Pacifics are leading. It's high for a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, Chris has got to shake it off. And sometimes it takes a little longer because when you get caught off guard on a call that pretty much advances the runner, it takes a little bit just to shake it off, but you got to shake it off. Your way of being a professional says that it's what you have to do. Swing and a miss, full count now. There's a breeze here in Vallejo starting to pick up. We're at Wilson Park here in Vallejo, California. And like I said before, if you want to listen to the games live, you can listen to the games. Just go to the webpage at VallejoAdmirals.com and click on Listen Live. As that's hit up the first base side, but that is hit up foul. So they'll do it again. Count remains full. Yeah, just click on Listen Live, and whether the Admirals are home or away, you can hear the game. Or like I said, I won't go into all of that. I've already said it once. I pretty much done said that if you want to listen to it on YouTube, you can just subscribe, and then when I upload a video, it'll notify you and let you know that a video has been uploaded, and then you can go check it out. Okay, but I won't say that again, okay? You already know all of that. And runner goes. He walked him. He walked the runner. So, bases are loaded.
Now batting for San
I neglected to say that. Yeah. So, Cameron Monger is at the plate.
Coming up in the middle of this third, your Saks Hot Dog Sack Race. Some kid's gonna win a gift card for some Saks Hot Dogs coming up in this middle of the third.
So, Demetrius Banks goes out there and talks it over a little bit just to kind of like settle things down and just to let them know that, hey, if you are, still, feeling the balk And you got to let it go. That's done. That was that. And this is now. Let's get back on the page of where we were at. And let's get this out up so we can come on up in here and do what we need to do. Because like I said, they got caught off guard, okay, with the call. And now they have to reset. You know, I mean, they were running at a pace, and all of a sudden, some interference got up in there on the ball call. So now it's the reset, and hey, make this happen. Let's get this out so we can do the total reset. That foul tip back.
Track down those foul balls, turn them into concessions.
So, no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. We are in the top of the 3rd. As that's hit up there. Whoa, it takes a little funky bounce past everybody, and that's player's going to be made for home, and he is safe. So, yeah, Fornacci, the third baseman, has a look on his face like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? So, Demetrius Moore is at the plate. Runners now at first and second. And with that last hit, that plated a run. So the score now is, actually, it plated 2 runs. My mistake. The alternative facts are working pretty good here. It's 7-2 now. The Pacifics are leading. And as it was stated earlier, this is the final game of the first half. And the second half begins next week with the Pittsburgh Diamonds. That's foul tip back. 1-1 now is the count. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Like I said, that's just, like I said, it's not an Achilles heel, but it's a slow process of getting that 3rd out. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Need to strike out need to get the hitter out so that the Admirals can come up and try to get some points on the board. And after yesterday's experience for the Pacifics, they're trying not to look back. they're trying to run away. Yeah, you want to start scoring and keep going. All right, that is a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2s across the board. Chris DeLeon on the mound. Demetrius Moore at the plate. Runners at first and second. Foul tip back. They'll do it again. So here comes a little bit of a battle. Who's going to win?
643-5609. Give him a call.
So they'll do it again. DeLeon on the mound. Moore at the plate. Here comes a pitch. Down low. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So DeLeon is kind of like taking his time a little bit. He's just, relaxing into it, keeping his focus. Here we go. The final pitch, either way. Inside. Goes down looking. So, like that, it looks like De Leon has won the fight. We're headed to the bottom of the third. Here come the Vallejo Admirals. They're down 7-2. Let's see what happens after this. And we are back. We're at the bottom of the third. The Vallejo Admirals are up, leading things off. Here's the shortstop, number 20, David Kyriakos. That is a strike call. Strike one. Okay, it's official. It is now breezy up here. It is really breezy up here as he makes the bunt attempt. Ball one, strike one. That is hit out here to the third base side on left field, and who's going to get it? Okay, so that is one out that way.
Now batting for the Admirals, catcher number 50, Mike Blake.
So Mike Blake comes to the plate. And the last time Mike Blake was up, he was hit by a pitch. Count 1-0 to Mike Blake. That is a ball. 2 balls, no strike. Down low. Oh, for a strike. So, 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. The Pacifics are leading this one 7-2. And the Admirals have a little work cut out for them. Foul tipped. Out of play. That's high for a ball. Count now is 3-2, full count. Mike Blake is the batter. He is the catcher for the Admirals today. That is called a ball. And Mike will get on base that way. Dean Poteet, the home plate umpire, has an unusual move And it looks like the move that he makes is just like a strike call move, and it's not. So it's very deceptive of his movements. You have to be very patient, and I think that's by design, because a lot of the batters, as Nick Akins is at the plate, a lot of the batters will get up there and assume a ball or a strike, and won't give the umpire the time of day on it, because like, hey, this is a strike, this is a ball. Like I said, we got a lot of umpires here, so count is 1-0. So by design, some umpires will go ahead and be like, you know what? Let me make this move, so whatever it is that they do, 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to be wrong. And Dean Poteet has that type of a movement. The movement is a stand-up rock, and the one move that's making it the ball or the strike is the arm. And he intentionally raises that to the last. As the count now is 3-0. To Nick Akins. So it's very deceptive to a lot of the batters up there. As you will see, a lot of them will head towards first base and hear the call, strike, and it's be like, wait a minute, it's kind of like a gong show hook, as they take it off, they get hooked back. So yeah, I believe that's by design, and I'll probably ask Dean about that later. That Dean's a little sly guy. I think he's really from the bayous of Louisiana. Nice guy. All the umpires are nice. They're all nice. I've had a chance to talk to a majority of them. Good fellas. It's not a, man, why do you do this job? What you low self-esteem? These guys love the game of baseball. They love the game of baseball. And in their own essence, being behind the plate, being or being on the base path, that's the other form of playing the game. That's just the aspect of playing the game. And that is a ball one. 2 runners on board now, first and second. So yeah, it's not the low self-esteem. Trust me, there's a lot of badgering that goes on for these guys. But the consummate professionals, they shake it off. They just shake it off and keep it moving. And that is a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. We're on the bottom of the 3rd. The Pacifics are leading this one 7-2. The Admirals have 2 runners on, first and second. That is called a strike on the check swing. Now, as I said before, we have a lot of umpires. And Ryan Rodriguez totally disagrees with that call. He shakes his head. No, that wasn't a strike. According to Dean, yes it was. And it goes in the books. Because your count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's down low for a ball. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As that's hit back to the pitcher, he's going to go ahead and throw it to second, and from second to first, and that is a double play. That makes for 3 outs, and like that, the Admirals go down, kind of like a 1-2-3 on that, and the Pacifics are coming up, and let's see what happens with them right after this. And we are back. We're at the top of the fourth. The Pacifics are up. And leading things off is number 8, Jake Taylor. As he takes a first pitch strike. That's down low for a ball. 1-1. Score remains the same. 7-2. The Pacifics are leading. And that's going to be hit out there to center field, but it looks like Tillman Pugh has got that one. So that is one out that way.
Collect some firewood.
I'll catch you if you do that.
Now batting for San Rafael.
Yeah, as you can hear all this rustling going on up here, I'm doing a lot of moving around. I just had Susan O hand me a Gatorade. It's a nice warm day today. So Mike Rosatello's at the plate. One out here. And one strike to Mike Rosatello. One ball, one strike, one out. The top of the fourth. One ball, two strikes now. Whoa, that's backs him up a little bit. that is a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, I don't think you want to get hit with a fastball. I mean, they would handle that situation, but that would hurt for quite a while. A check swing down low. They're saying no swing, so that is ball 3. Full count now. It is the catcher, Mike Rosatello, and Chris DeLeon. As that's going to get hit up to the shortstop, David Kiriakos. He's going to throw it over, but because he came off of the bag, they're going to call him out. So, Graylin Durkee held on just that long enough to get out number
Now batting for
2.
San Rafael, designated hitter number 20, Brent Gillespie.
So Brent Gillespie comes to the plate. And last night, that pretty much same situation came up with the throw to first from David Kiriakos, and it pulled Gillespie, Durkee. I'm sorry, Gillespie. It pulled Durkee off the plate, off the bag, plate, and that same movement he was called safe, where today he's called out. So yeah, it's eye perspective. It's umpire calls perspective, as that's called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, so I mean the exact same movement, and the bottom line is they need to tighten that throw up because it's all about making it happen to a degree to where he gets hit with that one, so he'll take a base that way.
Now batting for San Rafael, second baseman number 10, Aaron Brill.
So Aaron Brill comes up to the plate. So yeah, it's just eye perspective and positioning for the base umpire. But Eric Thompson did something that I wasn't expecting. He pointed to Dean Poteet, for confirmation what do we got? And yeah, he was called out. So I mean, that is always a good thing to see, you know. And that's down low for a ball. And that is a strike call. Now, if you look at Dean and his movement, you'll see that ball or strike, his movement is the same. Our motion makes the difference. That's down low for a ball. Count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's going to be hit up in between second and short, and that's going to advance the runner to second. And like that, we got 2 runners on board.
Now batting for San Rafael, shortstop number 6, Juan Herrera.
So Juan Herrera to the plate. Whoa, he jumps back just a little bit, and that is a ball. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Runners on first and second for the Pacifics. 7-2 is the score. That is a ball. 2-0 is the count. 2 outs. So again, it's to be realized that, hey, they get to the second out, and then it's like, I don't know what it's like, but they get to the second out, and it kind of like the pace just kind of like drops off. That is called a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. And it's like it's the one of the few missing elements that's missing to complete the quickening of the pace of the game for these Admirals. They get the 2 outs, and that as he jumps back, and he has a disappointing look on his face. Does Juan Herrera? But yeah, it's just one of the few things that's saying, okay, our completion, we're totally complete now because we have a good pace in the pitching. We're running more on the basis that it's called a strike. His count now is 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's full counts, and we have 2 outs. So it's kind of like just if you've ever put a puzzle together, and these are just the final pieces, and you can take that big sigh of relief and say, okay, done. And that's what the Admirals are up against right now. They need to take that sigh of relief and say, done, we got it. This is what it is now. The package is complete, the puzzle is complete. Let's do this. As he walks the runner, and we now have bases loaded. So Demetrius Banks is going to go out here and kill a little time.
Hey kids, you may not have noticed yet, but we've got some characters in the house today. Captain America's here, Batman's here, Spider-Man's here. They just arrived, courtesy of Bombshell Entertainment Services. And from my Once Upon a Time characters, the Mad Hatter, Alice, and Moana are here. So look out for them entering the ballpark right now. Get your photos taken.
So warming up in the bullpen. They got some action going on over there as Demetrius finally goes ahead and it's probably be Chris's last batter, but we're awfully early into this still. As the cadence was pretty much the same yesterday for Marquise Hutchinson. He did a little surviving all the way up to the 4th and 5th inning. So here we go, full count. And that is going to tip off of the catcher, who is Mike Blank for the Admirals. Full count, bases loaded. 7-2 is the score. And no, it was not a full count. The alternative fact count. it's 1 ball and 1 strike. I got ahead of myself. I better stop doing all this alternative fact stuff and get on the ball here. As that's foul tip back. Okay, it is official. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 4th. The Pacifics are leading this 7-2. Bases are loaded. We'll see what happens right here. And he hits that one out there to center field. Tillman Pugh is on the run. Tillman Pugh's not going to get it. So 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. The 3rd run is coming in, and he is also going to score. So like that is now a lead of 3 more points, 10-2.
Now batting for San Rafael, right fielder Kyle Eady.
So Kyle Eady comes to the plate.
This pitching change brought to you by Chris's Auto and Engine Repair. Chris's Engine.
So before all of that gets going, they're going to have a pitching change. And we'll have that right after this.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether it's behind the scenes or on camera.
Then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back. We are still in the top of the 4th. There has been a pitching change for the Admirals. And on the mound now is number 43, Tim Holmes. And at the plate is Kyle Eady. As Kyle Eady takes the first pitch strike. So today for the Admirals, for the Admirals today here at Wilson Park, it's Character Day and Cub Scout Day, and a couple of characters, as you might have heard over the PA announcement. What's that? Spider-Man, Captain America, and a few others, I guess, have come into the park. Count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. And yesterday was Club Service Day, and they honored those who keep our parks and areas of the Bay Area clean, and they honored them yesterday. So there's a lot of things that go on here, and here with the Admirals in Wilson Park, and all the bar clubs. They have special events. So either or, you can come out to the ball game and be a part of the events. The races and in various contests as that's fouled away. Count goes full now.
Ooh, another call to Cal Glass.
To Kyle Lady.
5609. Give him a call.
So yeah, it's always a good time here at the parks with the in-between inning events that take place here. Yeah, so if you got a chance to, I gotta be careful because I gotta see where the ball is going. I don't ever want to wake up saying what happened. So, but yeah, it's always a good time here at these ballparks, and whoever you root for, independent, affiliate, yeah, go out there and check it out. That is a ball 4 to Kyle Lady, so he has walked.
Now batting for San Rafael, center fielder number 21, Cameron Munger.
So, here comes Cameron Munger. Two runners aboard now for the Pacifics. Runners on first and second. 10-2 is the score. That is a strike. No balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. And as I've stated before, they get up to 2 outs and everything goes even slower to get the 3rd out. Eventually they get it. Eventually, which is the operative word here. Eventually. Oh, that's high. Yeah, he held off on that one. So, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 4th. With a new pitcher, Tim Holmes. Facing Cameron Munger, who is the center fielder. Swing and a miss. That is strike 2. Foul tip back, so Cameron Munger stays alive that way. And like that, they'll do it again. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2s across the board. Top of the 4th. Admirals need to get him out and get up in here. And that's ball 3, full count now to Cameron Munger.
Everybody clap your hands.
Runner almost goes. He went kind of slow, as if he was undecided. Okay, I'm gonna trot just a little bit. I'm gonna trot just a little bit, just in case I gotta go back. So that count remains full. It was an interesting move. It's like, are we doing this here? What's going on? Runner goes. Foul tip back. All right, so they did that on the. They did that with conviction. We're going. It's full count. We're supposed to go. And here we go once again. Full count. 2 outs. And that is ball 4. So, with that, Demetrius Moore comes up.
It is our beer batter, brought to you by Napa Smith Brewery. Batter Demetrius Moore should strike out. Beer is $1 off. for the rest of this fourth inning.
That is inside high for a ball. And that's going to be hit up towards, and Vladimir Gomez is not going to be able to get it. That's going to play the run. So,
Now batting for San Rafael, first baseman number 8.
score goes to 11-2, and Jake Taylor at the plate.
Shakespeare in the park, coming up in the middle of this fourth.
Bases are still loaded. There are still 2 outs. And here's the power hitter, Jake Taylor. That's down low for a ball. That is high for a ball. So Tim Holmes is having a situation of finding a strike zone. And he needs to get the strike zone so he can go ahead and get these Admirals back up here to plate. Down low for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes. That is called a strike. So 3 balls and 1 strike. It's foul tip back. So that is a full count. Oops. Gotta be careful. I got stuff so close to me. I'm tapping into it. Runner goes. Full count still. They'll do it again. Runners are on the go, and that is foul tip back. So we have a little bit of a fight here. I mean, yeah, Jake Taylor's not giving in, and Tim Holmes is not giving up. So. Oh, and that is a strike 3 call. So Tim Holmes wins that fight. And here comes the Admirals to continue a fight. And we'll see how this fight turns out right after this.
Skyline Drive at Redwood.
And we are back. We're on the bottom of the 4th. The Vallejo Admirals are up. And leading things off is the first baseman, number 40, Graylin Durkee. As this count now is 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, I gotta be careful here. Okay. I'm scratching my ear, and at the same time, I'm causing feedback. And count now is 2 balls and no strikes. So Graylin Durkee is ahead of the count. And 3 balls, no strike. So Nick DeBar is still on the plate. And this is his bottom of the 4th inning of work. And that's going to get fouled back and out of play.
More business for
So
Clemens.
3 balls, 2 strikes, full count.
1-9. Your satisfaction is their reward.
As he hits this one high up into the center field area. And that's going to get caught. And that is 1 down. Yeah, I'm bad positioned here.
Right fielder number 25, Chevy Clark.
So Chevy Clark comes to the plate. So I'm gonna have to reposition myself. I got the sun dead ahead of me, or over me, I should say. As we are in our day game, Sunday day game here at Wilson Park, as that is called a strike to Chevy Clark. And it is the only day that's truly a day game. Our Saturday game, which starts at 5 p.m. Pretty much ends like at 8 o'clock, something to that degree, maybe a little later. But this is the only day game within the week for any of the teams through the Pacific Association where it's truly called a day game. And the count now is 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. And that is a strike call. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Chevy Clark. So the 2018 season is set, and the scheduling, and as far as the season, it's going to be a very interesting call. And that is a ball. So count goes now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We are in the bottom of the 4th. The San Rafael Pacifics are leading this one 11-2. As he foul tips this one up the third base side of the line, to where nobody can get it. My name is Darren Rogers. This is one portion of the In-Town Sports Network. I'll be bringing it all the home games for the Vallejo Admirals with more cameras starting in the 2018 season, if all goes well. So this is my test season, to say the least. As count goes full for Chevy Clark, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So this is my test season for 2017. So I got a lot of work to do before the 2018 season starts. As that's hit out there, that's gonna go foul up the third base side. So yeah, as it stands right now, 1 camera in the hopes of 3 cameras or 2 to give you varying angle views to make the game more enjoyably satisfactory, or to get you satisfied in viewing it. I don't know why I'm trying to talk so proper all of a sudden. You know, I get to talk about tea and crumpets in a minute. And that is foul tipped or hit upward, and that is going to get caught by the shortstop. So, like that, it is now 2 outs.
Now batting for the Admirals, third baseman number 11, Chris Fornacci.
So here comes Chris Fornacci. Ooh, it's windy up here. I mean, but the breeze feels good because it's a nice warm day today. And we're scheduled for a nice warm week. And that's inside ball. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. The Admirals are trailing this one 11-2. He thought about it, but it is a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. That is a strike call. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Chris Fornacci, the third baseman at the plate for the Admirals, trying to get aboard. And that is foul of the third base line. High for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2s across the board. Full count. Chris Fornacci still trying to get on first base. Try to get something started. It's still early. It's only at the bottom of the fourth. A lot of things can happen between now and the 9th inning, and proof evident yesterday. so that is a ball, and he is aboard like that. So up next is the second baseman number 10, Vladimir Gomez. You can hear the little sharp claps when he claps his hand 3 times. His last at bat, he hit a home run. That's what gave him the 2 that they have now. As that is a strike call. You know, like I said, up and down this lineup for the Admirals, the home run can come from anybody. It's not to say you want everybody to get up there to knock a home run, which would be pretty nice, as he has a duck out of the way of that one. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. But it's good to know that you have that option of, hey, somebody can come up here and get it up out of here, you know. That is another ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And it gives the manager kind of a good play option too, because it's like you can back them almost, because of the fact that you have the varying home run hitters up and down the lineup. As the catcher fakes a throw to first. Vladimir Gomez at the plate, trying to make something happen, or at least advance the runner. His count, 3 balls and 1 strike. He is well ahead of the count. It's all in his favor. That is ball 4.
Admirals with some base runners aboard. Now batting, center fielder, number 12, Tillman Pugh.
So, Tillman Pugh, the leadoff man, is coming up. Two runners aboard for the Admirals. And that is a first pitch strike to Tillman Pugh. Mike Rizzatello is going to go ahead and talk it over right quick. As I said before, sometimes it's something that the catcher sees. It's like, well, this has been working against the guy, so why don't we try this on this one? It just changes eye level. Depends on how sharp the batter is. They'll go ahead and take a action in that fashion. If he's comfortable in one area of a zone of a pitch, let's change his eye level up a little bit and kind of like circle around to get back to that. And that is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Or vice versa. It's just all about getting on the same page with the signs without messing it up or getting crossed up, I should say. Swing and a miss from Tillman Pugh. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That is a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2s across the board. Runners on first and second for the Admirals. Tillman looking to advance them or bring them home. High for a ball, full count. Nick DeBar on the mound. Runner goes. And that is hit out to center field, but is that going to get got? No, it is not. That is a home run from Tillman Pugh. So, that's 3 runs right there from Tillman Pugh.
3-run jack for Tillman Pugh.
So, not only did he advance the runners, he brought them all home, including himself. So David Kiriakos comes to the plate. As he hits that one out to right field, that's going to get caught. That is 3 outs there. So, the score now is 11-5, and here come the San Rafael Pacifics. And let's see if the Admirals can hold them and get back up in here and add some more points onto all of this. We'll see right after this.
Ever have an interest of being on camera as a sports broadcaster? Or have you ever wanted to learn how to operate a camera or what goes on behind the scenes?
If you want to be a star behind the camera,
or you could be the captain of everything behind the scenes, then we have just the program for you.
Well, did you know that Solano College is the only community college in the nation that has a sports broadcasting program and television network, which can give you a certificate to get an entry-level job in sports broadcasting?
Classes will be held right along the library in room 121.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu. And remember, it's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back. It is the top of the fifth. And the Pacifics are up, and leading things off is the catcher, number 16, Mike Rizzatello. Score is 11-5, and that's courtesy of Tillman Pugh's home run. The runners on first and second, and Tillman came up and brought everybody home. So, once again, they done partially cut into that lead of the Pacifics. And this is why we're at 11-5. And the count now to Mike Rizzatello is 1-1. And Tim Holmes is still on the mound. And as I stated before, up and down the lineup for the Admirals, a home run can come from anybody. It's all about patient pitch. You know, patience and knowing the pitch you want. They know the pitch they want, and that is flied up to second baseman. It's looking like Vlad is going to get that, and Vlad has got that. And like that, it is one out.
Now batting for San Rafael, number 20, Brent Gillespie.
So yeah, if they're lucky enough to get that pitch, and contact is made, bat on the ball, it's pretty much going to lead the park. As Brent Gillespie comes up. And that is a strike to Brent. And we are in the top of the fifth. As that hits back up to Vlad, he's going to go ahead and handle that, throw it to first base, and 2 down.
Now batting for San Rafael, second baseman number 10, Aaron Brill.
So Aaron Brill to the plate. A former Admiral in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. That is called a strike. And that is also called a strike. 0-2 and 2 outs. We're on the top of the fifth. And this is pretty much the part where the slow grind of the Admirals start to wear down the opponent, and they start to add on. There are certain things that's kind of high for a ball. And now they're doing things, and it's all working their way. Another ball. Count now is 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2s across the board. As that is hit up to first base. And look at this. Well, all 3 comes from Vladimir Gomez. That is 3 outs. We're headed to the bottom of the fifth. Here come the Admirals, hopefully to add on more points. We'll find all this out right after this. And we are back. We're in the bottom of the fifth. The Pacifics are leading this one 11-5. The Admirals are up, and leading things off is number 50, Mike Blank. And that is a strike call to Mike. Mike Blank, the catcher for the Admirals. Number 50. Nice round number. I won't say why, as he hits that one well enough the third baseline, well, between third and third and second, third and short. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that right. He's aboard. No matter how you look at it, he's on first. So here comes Nick Aikens Sr. Heavyweight swing and a miss from Nick Aikens Sr. So the Admirals are looking to get more points on the board here. They have one runner on first. That's down low, and that's going to advance the runner that way. So, it looks like the option for the double play situation is out. Now the runner has advanced a second. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nick Aikens Sr. And that's high, inside high for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hear that sound? A big thank you to Ride On Motorcycles for riding on out to the game today. RideOnMotorcycles.com.
And that's going to be fouled out of play. Back behind the Marina Dental Grandstand. Two balls, 2 strikes to Nick Aikens Sr. Trying to make something happen here. Nick DeBar on the mound. Swing and a miss. That is strike 3, so that's how his plate appearance ends.
Now batting for the Admirals, designated hitter number 55, Ryan Rodriguez.
Ryan Rodriguez to the plate. As that's hit up to the shortstop, who's going to throw it over to first, and that's going to be out that way. So it's 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting for Vallejo, your Avery Green RBI machine, first baseman number 40, Graylin Durkee.
So here comes Graylin Durkee. Yeah, during the break I had to adjust myself and move down a little bit. I'm trying to stay shaded up to the degree of my viewer on my camera, but in the movement I've gotten closer to the stadium So it's kind of like a little bit louder now. as that is a strike to Graylin Durkee. As he hits that one up to the second baseman, who's going to go ahead and walk that one all the way out. He's going to throw it to first, but he's going to be safe. And because of the bad throw, that's going to bring in a run. But they're all saying wait. What's going on here? Okay. So that does plate the run.
Now batting for Vallejo, right fielder number 25. Good search, Phoebe Sullivan.
11-6. Chevy Clark comes to the plate. I'm over here looking at the actions of Eric Thompson, the base umpire, and it almost looked like he was saying, "Wait, you can't advance. You got," but that was not the case. So, with that, Matt Cavanaugh, the manager for the Pacifics, has had enough. So we go to a pitching change, and we'll give you that information when we return.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
then this is the class for you.
class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back. Chevy Clark is at the plate, and there has been a pitching change for the Pacifics. It is number 35, Julian Escobar. As he throws a first pitch ball, and runners on second. Graylin Durkee's on second after that RBI double that brought in a run, and we're in the bottom of the fifth. The score is now 11-6. And once again, the Admirals they're chipping away at that score and grinding on getting their score points. 2-0 is the count. And no matter how you look at it or sum it up, it's just kind of working. And that is a ball to Chevy Clark. 3 balls and no strikes. So one of the things that the manager, Matt Cavanaugh, was always worried about was the fact that hopefully we got to get them before they get to our bullpen. I know last season that was a heavyweight case, so that's inside for ball 4. That was a heavyweight case for him. So Chris Fornacci to the plate. So 2 runners on board, first and second. We are in the bottom of the 5th. We're here at Wilson Park in Vallejo, California, home of the Vallejo Admirals. And today they're facing the visiting San Rafael Pacifics out of San Rafael, California. That is strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Chris Fornacci at the plate. 2 outs. Chris Fornacci looking to advance the runners. Swing and a miss. 0-2 is the count. He is behind in the count now. This coming Tuesday, they haven't been here yet, and Tuesday they will be here. The Pittsburgh Diamonds. Aaron Miles and his players are coming to town. they're looking forward to being here just to get out of the rotation of the same old thing, as well as the Admirals. It's been an interesting schedule this season. So Aaron Miles is looking forward to touching down here at Wilson Park, and they'll do that Tuesday. That is July the 18th. The second season officially starts on July the 18th. As that is hit up the third base side, and nobody's going to get that. That's going to play the run. And that's one run in. So that is an RBI single.
Fornacci drives in a run.
And that is Chris Fornacci with the RBI single.
Vladimir Gomez.
So far, Vlad has done a home run and a walk. 2 runners still aboard. Score now is 11-7. And if you reverse that, you have one of my favorite stores. Exactly. See, now you know. We are in the bottom of the 5th. Swing and a miss from Vladimir Gomez. Strike 1. This is the situation where when they get close, they need to continue on how they were doing before they got close. Keep that pace going. That's the pace that works for them, the grinding pace. As he hits that one out there to the right center, nobody's going to get that one. So that's going to play in 2 runs, and that's going to give him a double. So with that, he comes through once more, this time with a long fly outfield.
Double for Gomez. Don't look now.
And that gives him an RBI double.
Now batting for the Admirals, center fielder number 12, Tillman Pugh.
So here comes Tillman Pugh. The score now is 11-9. Now once again, as I've said before, it is the slow grind that the Admirals consistently have started using. It can be dangerous in effect because of the fact of the Pacific had that 11-run lead, but it was early in the innings. It was very early in the innings. So it wasn't that much of a threat as it could have been later in the innings. So it gave them the time to grind it up and do the slow move push. And that's exactly what they got, the slow move push. And henceforth, now you have a score of 11-9, to where the Pacific was sitting pretty comfortable, riding pretty big time, to where now it's like, oh, here we go again. We've been in this movie before. And that is a strike to Tillman Pugh. 0-2 to Tillman Pugh. And I would have to say throughout the course of this first half, it's been like that. They've been grinding, but it hasn't been working for them. So with the changes that's been made, the grinding situation is still there, but for some reason there's other movements that has come with that. As the count now is 1-2, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th, and the other things have come with that. More movement on the base path, as far as runners, going to steal more often, getting the defense to think more instead of these guys are not going to do nothing. We got this, this is pretty much in the bag. Now they're thinking more and saying, wait a minute, there's a change here. We got to prevent these certain things from happening. But in the process of thinking about preventing the certain things from happening, is fouled away out of play. In preventing the certain things from happening, other things are happening. The process of the grind is working now. The teams that are jumping forward ahead fast enough are giving the Admirals time to catch up and even surpass them. So it's a working scenario, if you want to look at it in such a way, in a form. Count is 1-2 to Tillman Pugh. That is down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2s across the board here in the bottom of the 5th. 11-9.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
Full count now. It's Tillman Pugh. And Tillman Pugh is one of the more patient hitters who comes to the plate. There's no real rush to hit to what it is that he's trying to achieve when he's up there. His plan is pretty much well and thick. Foul tip back. And it probably goes without saying that most of the hitters are pretty much taking, I won't say taking Tillman Pugh's approach, but they're starting to see that, yeah, oh, well, if they jump early, we don't need to go into panic mode. How early do they get up there? And if it's early enough, the belief is that, hey, we can come back. We can still win the game. At best, tie it to make it go into extra innings, which I hope they don't do, because I hate that international rule. And that is a walk for Tillman Pugh. And with that missed pitch,
Now batting for the Admirals, shortstop number 20.
that advances the runner to third by virtue of a wild pitch steal and a walk advance. So they're going to talk it over there at the mound with Julian Escobar.
This emergency mound visit brought to you by Medic Ambulance, the exclusive 911 ambulance provider for all of Solano County, with the exception of Vacaville, proudly offering.
So it's things like this that the teams that the Admirals are playing, the opposing teams are doing this more. They're pretty much coming together now, saying, "Hey, you know, what is it that you guys need to do in order to make these outs, you know, happen more frequently?" Because it's the way it was and the way it is, you know, it's like a tale of two admirals, which it is.
At the plate, David Kiriakos.
According to how things were, the moves that were made, and the newer players that came in, and the process is still the same. It's not a speedy team; it's a grinding team. But like I said, it all depends on when it starts. If it's later into the innings and the opposing team jumps out on them, the grind really doesn't work. But if it's early, like this one was, yeah, you got the possibility of winning the game. Just grind it out. The teams, as the runner goes to second, oh boy, and that's not going to look too good for him. But a run does score on the sacrifice steal from Tillman Pugh. And so we're going to head to the top of the sixth, and here come the Pacifics. Hopefully the Admirals can stop them, and we'll see after this. And we are back. We are at the top of the sixth, and Pacifics are up to bat, and at the plate right now is number 6, the shortstop, Juan Herrera, as he leans back to a ball. Tim Holmes is still on the mound for the Admirals to continue this inning of work. The score is 11-10 as that's fouled back. Tillman Pugh played a I don't know if they talked about this or not, but Tillman faked to steal second base while he was on first. And he deked the second baseman in far enough to plate Vladimir Gomez, to get Vladimir Gomez in the home. So that's why we are now at, well, Tillman Pugh was out, of course, but not until a run is scored. And that's why we are at 11-10. So as this is fouled up, that is going to get caught.
Fly ball to right for out number 1.
Yep. And that's Chevy Clark out there in right field, and that's out number 1.
Now batting for San Rafael, third baseman number 55, Zach Goldstein.
So Zach Goldstein to the plate. So like I was saying, it's the grind situation along with other little things that outside of making the opposing team think. It's like, oh, they have this in their repertoire. Where did this come from? You know, that's how it's looked at. Where did this come from? Oh, this is part of baseball, but we're not, we're not seeing that the Admirals are coming with this, but they came with that. As the count now goes 1-1, so it's now to where they have to think. Okay, they see the Admirals, and it's all about now. Well, what are they going to do today? And then when it's like, compared to the game of yesterday, to where the Pacifics had the lead of 4-1 all the way up through the 5th inning, all of a sudden the Admirals came through as that is hit out to right field, and that is caught, and that's out number 2.
Fly to left, 2 down.
Oh, left. My mistake. That was left field. Again, my position is a forward look.
Right fielder number 3, Kyle 80.
But with all of that, the opposing team now has to figure out, okay, what are they coming with today? Like I said, as the game yesterday was pretty much evident in that respect, because of the fact of early in the game, the Pacifics had the lead. Early today, they have the lead. As the count goes, 2 balls and no strike. And yesterday, they didn't get past 4, and the Admirals got all the way up to 12. It was all of a sudden type like situation, but it was the grinding process, and which did it. It's the grinding process. The team jumped out too early on them, so then they jumped out too early and didn't go any further than that. As that's fouled back, count now is 2-2 and 2 outs. We are in the top of the 6th. The score is 11-10. So doing it early, as everybody makes their rounds, the teams will start to see that, oh, wait a minute, we got to do the grind thing too. Because jumping out early doesn't, if we can't take them in later and get it, then the grind process will beat us down, because of the fact that our process is fast, such as the Sonoma Stompers. We have to move quick and make it happen. And then as that goes up the first base side, Graylin Durkee is going to go ahead and take that, but it is called foul from the base umpire, Eric Thompson. So the teams are looking at it like, okay, so we have to hurry this up, so we can go ahead and run this and put a quick ending to this, or ending to it. But yet and still, it's like they can't, when the other team, which is the Admirals, are finally coming together in the process of, we can slow this thing to our pace slowly. And that is a walk for Kyle 80.
Now batting for San Rafael, center fielder number 20.
Cameron Munger to the plate. And that's pretty much how it all comes together for the Admirals, is the process is grind it out, But if they jump on the lead, it works in the same formula, because they take the lead, they slow the pace down, and then they grind it out. They slow everybody down. It's kind of like what David Donnelly did on the plate against the Stompers on one of his outings. He was up on the plate, and everybody's moving fast, and all of this, a swing and a miss from Cameron Munger. He's up on the mound, and he slowed it down. He just slowed it down. It was like, I don't have to do nothing fast. So he slowed it down, and it worked for him. he slowed the pace down to where everybody that was moving like fast, whatever you want to call it, were all slowed down. Whoever was on the base, everything got slowed down. The game almost, you can technically say the game came to a stop thanks to what David Donnelly did. So this is the process. This is not the David Donnelly process as the runner goes. And he is safe by a good shot. And he's thinking about running the third, but no, he'll keep it to second. So yeah, like I said, not like David Donnelly slow, but the grinding process is in there to a degree of just push. Don't force it, don't hurry it, but push. Hold them, and we'll get there. We'll get somewhere. The end result is we either win it or we lose it. Then that's just how the game goes, as you know. We win it or we lose it. But the process of losing and winning is what they're doing, and that's the grinding process. So for the teams that are still running like Roger Rabbits, for lack of a better outlook, they're finding out that the Roger Rabbit syndrome is not working because the grinders, the tortoises, being the Admirals, are coming back and surpassing the Rabbits. As that's hit up the third base sideline, and that's going to get past the third baseman. That's going to play the run, and that is a double there as they play for second. Oh, well, Vlad had him, but he lost the ball. So everybody's safe, and one runner scores. So that makes the score 12-10.
Now batting for San Rafael, it is our beer batter, brought to you by Napa Smith Brewery. If Demetrius Moore should strike out, beer is $1 off for the rest of the sixth inning.
So Demetrius Moore is at the plate. But before all of that happens, Demetrius Banks goes out to talk to Tim Holmes. And with this move, it's probably just to get him on the same page, test out some of the pitches that you might not feel comfortable with. But every now and again, put him out there, throw him. See what's biting, see who's biting at what, or something about the bat, or try this. To see what you can get out of them, because they're looking at 2 outs. And once again, it's the 2-out syndrome for the Admirals, and it's an Achilles heel type like process. They get the 2 outs, and it takes them a lot longer to get to the third out, as that is a strike call. With a runner on third. So Cameron Monger is on third base for the Pacifics. As a bunt attempt goes foul. So as you can see, the process is okay. The Admirals have done it a couple of times, a small ball. Why don't we try this? Just mix it up a little bit. But here's the thing for P.J. Phillips, the manager, if he's seeing this or if he's receiving this on the situation, it's like, oh, okay, I'm in your head because you flipped over to my tactic. Okay, fine. I'm running this now. So, no balls, 2 strikes. As that's down in the dirt. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. So from the beginning of the season all the way up to now, it's finally flipped over to a situation of everybody's eyes once again are kind of like refocusing on the Admirals. There's a refocus. There's a vibe and a refocused feel about this Admirals team because of the fact of the few games that they've won. They've been intermittent, okay, but it's how they won. And if they see this, and they hone in on this becomes a very dangerous team. As a matter of fact, they put on the push to be the team that faces the Stompers for the trophy of 2017. They go up against the defending champions, but that all gets talked about at a meeting. Oh, inside. So that is ball 4.
Now batting for San Rafael, first baseman number 8, Jake Taylor.
So here comes Jake Taylor. And as small as this league is right now, even though it is growing by 2 more teams in 2018, of course, yeah, word gets around, you know, on how a team lost and how a team won. And as these guys will start winning a little bit more, then people are going to be like, okay, they're winning like this. Wait, but the opposing team had all of these points, and these guys still won? What's going on over there as the runner goes? As he fakes the throw. And that's the other thing, the grinding and the biding of time. They know the runners are going to run on them. They've been doing it. It's just that now they can almost pick their spots on when they want to make the attempt of getting them out. And that's the one thing that's been missing with this Admirals organization is picking and choosing. When they started out in the beginning of this first half, the picking and choosing wasn't there. A lot of other things was going down, but on the field, the picking and choosing wasn't there. Oh, Jake Taylor wanted that, but he didn't take it. So count now is 2-1. And now they're in the process of, okay, we're picking and choosing now. What's the threat? What's really the priority threat here, especially when we have 2 outs? Is it the runner who's on first going to second, or who's on second going to, well, he's not going to go to third too much, but going to second and third? Or is it getting the batter out to get that third out? Work that process. They want to run, let them run. Because of the fact that work your count on the batter, which is 2s across the board. So you know what that call is. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And yeah, don't get flustered by what you see happening on the base pass. That's all smoke and mirror stuff to a degree. Okay, to a degree, because if a wild pitch comes up in there, it plates the runner automatically. So the threat is on third. So you have runners at second and third. You got 2s across the board here. Tim Holmes on the mound, needs to get this batter out. Jake Taylor. Swing and a miss, foul tip into the glove, and just like that, he got him out. So we're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the Vallejo Admirals. They're down by 2. Are they going to make a difference at the plate? We'll find that out right after this.
Ever have an interest of being on camera as a sports broadcaster? Or have you ever wanted to learn how to operate a camera or what goes on behind the scenes?
If you want to be a star behind the camera,
or you could be the captain of everything behind the scenes, then we have just the program for you.
Well, did you know that Solano College is the only community college in the nation that has a sports broadcasting program and television network, which can give you a certificate to get an entry-level job in sports broadcasting?
Classes will be held right along the library in room 121.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me, at solano.edu. And remember, it's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back. We're on the bottom of the 6th. And the Vallejo Admirals are up. And leading things off for the Vallejo Admirals is number 20, the shortstop, David Kyriakos. The Pacifics are still leading a score of 12-10. As that is hit up through the right center field. And that's going to plate him to 2 bags. No, it's not. He is out. Okay, so here comes Mike Blank. And that is a ball to Mike Blank. And this ball two. Yeah, the David Kiriakos didn't look too swell coming into second base. That was kind of an interesting look as that flies out to center field, and that is going to get caught. That's 2 down that way.
Now batting for the Admirals, left fielder number 13, Nick Akins.
So here comes Nick Akins Sr. Foul tip back, strike one. So we are in the bottom of the 6th as that is popped up from Nick Akins, and that's going to get caught, and that's 3 up, 3 down like that. So we're headed to the top of the 7th. Here comes the San Rafael Pacifics, and then see if the Admirals are going to hold them right after this.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether it's behind the scenes or on camera.
Then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back, and a pitching change has been done. And on the mound for the Admirals, pitching now is number 30, Jeff Daly. And Juan Herrera is at the plate as he hits that one up to second base, and that looks like it's going to be a play for a double, and that's exactly what it is. 1 pitch, 2 outs, 3 outs. Here come the Vallejo Admirals, thanks to Jeff Daly. So we'll see if they can go ahead and tie or surpass the the San Rafael Pacifics right after this. I got Pittsburgh on the brain. So we are back. It is the top of the 7th, and there has been a pitching change for the Vallejo Admirals. It's number 18, Grayson Weber. And at the plate for the Pacifics is number 16, Mike Rizzatello. His count now is 2 balls and no strikes. And the score is the Pacifics are holding the lead of 12-10. Admirals down by 2. Three balls and no strike to Mike Rizzatello. That is inside for a ball. So that is ball 4, and he's going to take his get on base that way. So Brent Gillespie comes aboard. He's at the plate. And Demetrius Banks calls for timeout. So they're going to talk this up just a little bit, as there's a little bit of action in the bullpen. That is a ball. So Grayson needs to throw some strikes here. Run on board on first. And that's also inside for a ball. It was interesting, his warm-up music that they used, because he's out of Las Vegas, Nevada, was Viva Las Vegas by Elvis Presley. And that is a strike call. And I'm not sure we're going to hear that walk-up track for him, or warm-up track for him again for a while. I thought it was kind of interesting, though. I thought it was kind of interesting. 3 balls, 1 strike. Brent Gillespie at the plate. He is the designated hitter. 12-10. Pacifics are holding a lead. As that's hit out to center field. Tillman Pugh is on that one. And Tillman Pugh has that one. So, 1 down that way.
Out to center for out number 1. Now batting for San Rafael, second baseman number 10, Aaron Brill.
So here comes Aaron Brill. As he makes sure that everything is properly adjusted before he takes to the plate. That is high for a ball. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 1 ball, no strikes to Brent Gillespie. Check that, Aaron Brill. I knew I was going to do that. I knew it. I knew it. It is 2 balls and no strikes to Aaron Brill. Still working those alternative facts. That is a ball. 3 balls and no strikes to Aaron Brill. And that is ball 4. So like that, he's going to walk that batter.
Now batting for San Rafael, shortstop number 6, Juan Herrera.
So here comes Juan Herrera. And that looks like that's going to do it for Grayson Weber as P.J. Phillips walks out to the mound. And the entire infield goes to the mound. Does look like they're going to go ahead and make the pitching change. So while they do that, we'll do this and let you know who that is right after all of this. And we are back. We are in the bottom of the 7th. The Vallejo Admirals are up at bat. And at the plate is number 55, Ryan Rodriguez, as he takes a first pitch ball. Pacific still hold the lead of 12-10. That is ball 2. So the grinding process is in effect once again with the Vallejo Admirals. Realizing exactly what position they're in. They're choosing to make it work at their pace. And that is ball 3. Well, I'll say Julian Escobel, who's on the mound for the Pacific, is kind of helping too, but the grinding the grinding situation is working. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. So the count now is 3-1. And that is a ball now. I looked at Dean as he stood up, and that's the move. That's the strike call move. And the only thing that was missing from that was the arm movement. So here comes Graylin Durkee. And his last time at the plate, he ended up with an RBI double. So like I said, the Admirals, the grinding situation as we are into the later innings. And the Pacific's only leading this game by 2. So the Pacifics are not out of the woods yet. We still got to go 9 innings, of course. But compared to where they were at the beginning of the game and where they are now at this part of the game, I would say the vibe is rising for the Admirals, and the vibe is depleting for the Pacifics, as that count goes now, or is now 1-1. And that's a thing to hate to witness when you see that you're running at a pace of yeah, only to feel the pace of no, because of the fact that you slowly watch the turn. That is a strike now. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You sit there and slowly watch this thing turn around, you know, and nothing that you do starts to work, to where everything that you do defensively starts to fail. As that is popped foul back behind me and out into a tree. So, count still remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The Pacifics have a small lead of 12-2. And the Admirals are looking to put a hurdle on that as Graylin Durkee goes down swinging.
Now batting for the Admirals, right.
So here comes Chevy Clark. So like I said before, the grinding situation can work in 2 ways. If it's early enough, then yeah, it brings you back into the game. But as it gets later and nothing has happened, and then all of a sudden the opposing team fires off, well, that makes it hard for you as Chevy Clark gets strike one. So it's the process has been the Pacifics jumped off early, and the Admirals grinded up into where they are now, and it's kind of like on the even scale now. Swinging and a miss from Chevy Clark as he nods it in acknowledgement, and he knows where he needed to be at and wasn't there. So now it's like, okay, this is what they're looking at. The balance is in. They're in the 7th inning. They're two scores away from tying it up. Okay, so the grinding thing worked. It's in their favor, and the Pacifics are looking at a situation of, man, we got to hold them in and get some more. And that's not going to do it because of the fact of he went to barehanded on his knee, but because he is not looking at he wasn't looking at the third base coach. At the third base coach, he wasn't looking. He only advanced to second. PJ called him over to third, but he's not looking at him.
Number 11, Chris.
So, but with that, here comes Chris Fernacci. Okay, and since Chris Fernacci is coming up, and no outs. No, check that. There we go. Alternative facts. My apologies. 1 out. We're at the bottom of the 7th. Chris Fernacci at the plate. 2 runners on, first and second. When it could have been runners at the corners of first and third, but it's first and second. Now it's up to Chris Fernacci to play it smart. Strike is the call. Now, again, it's the grind process. It is the grinding process. We're in the bottom of the 7th. And every time that the opposing team comes up, they got to score now. This is where they're at. We need to score to catch them, as both runners will advance on the wild pitch. So, the double play has now been killed off. Count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Still got 2 innings to go. They haven't changed. The Admirals haven't changed the grinding situation. But as it intensifies, everybody's got to stay focused, as that is called a strike, and not make the critical mistake. Because now the anxiousness on both sides is there. It's just who's going to be the cooler heads out of the situation. Everybody knows what they're up against. The Admirals knows they need to get 2 more points. They need to get 2 runs. Okay, they're looking at the situation of a run coming in. Okay, the Pacifics, they need to hold them. As that goes back and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They need to hold them. They need to get another out. This is what they're looking at. But they have slowly watched the lead disintegrate before them, and that has been excruciatingly painful to just watch your lead diminish in such a fashion to where there's nothing you can do about it. But that's where we're at. As that is a wild pitch, and he goes in for the home, and guess what? He gets there. So now that plates the run. That brings the Admirals down to 1. Now everything is on the Pacifics now. Julian Escobar has thrown 2 wild pitches. So that lets the Admirals know he's got that in him. Okay, Julian has pretty much, not yet, but he's pretty much thrown himself out of the game. Because of the fact that he has to refocus and concentrate solely on not throwing a wild pitch. And that's frustrating enough. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 3. So that's 2 down, 1 run. Runner threatening on third base.
Now batting for Vallejo, second baseman number 10, Vladimir Gomez.
So here comes Vladimir Gomez. This is what he's done so far. A home run, a walk, a 2-run RBI double. Okay, but before all of that gets taken into consideration, there's going to be a pitching change. So here comes the new pitcher, and we'll let you know who that is right after this.
Ever have an interest of being on camera as a sports broadcaster? Or have you ever wanted to learn how to operate a camera or what goes on behind the scenes?
If you want to be a star behind the camera,
Or you could be the captain of everything behind the scenes, then we have just the program for you.
Well, did you know that Solano College is the only community college in the nation that has a sports broadcasting program and television network, which can give you a certificate to get an entry-level job in sports broadcasting?
Classes will be held right along the library in room 121.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu. And remember, it's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back. It is the bottom of the 7th. There has been a pitching change for the Pacifics. It is number 7, Jake Pintar. So Vladimir Gomez is at the plate. Runner at third, threatening the score. And because of a wild pitch from Julian Escobar, the score is now the Pacifics 12 and the Admirals 11. So with the pitching change, the situation is the same. The pressure is still there, except now Jake Pintar has taken on the burden of holding everything and making it right, as Vladimir Gomez foul tips it back. And keep in mind, it is 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike. As that's hit foul down the right first base side. That's going to be fouled out of play.
That's going to take one more call to Cal Glass. 643-5609.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. There's still 2 innings to go. So there's still some time left in this game to tie. And they can tie now, but it's truly situational at this point. As he did everything to hold that one back. So it is now 2s across the board. So with that, Vladimir Gomez at the plate. Jake Pintar on the mound. Chevy Clark on third, threatening the score. The outcome, the pitch, the hit, that goes up the third base sideline. He throws it over to first base. Like that, we have an out. So,
Admirals get a run.
not a bad situation, but a situation which caused it to be 12-11. Here come the San Rafael Pacifics. So, we'll see what happens right after this. And we are back. We are at the top of the 8th, and the Pacifics are up at the plate. And leading things off is number 55, the third baseman, Zach Goldstein. And Jeff Dowley is still on the mound doing his inning of work. And because I couldn't follow that one, that hit out the center field, and that got down And so, just like that, Goldstein is aboard on first. So here comes Miles Williams. So he'll be replacing Kyle 80 in right field. Runner goes. Play at the plate made as he gets past him. So runner steals a base and makes it to second. That's down low for a ball. Count is 2-0 to Miles Williams. Swing and a miss. Strike one to Miles Williams. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's popped foul out of play. Count remains 2-2. No outs here in the top of the 8th. Pacifics are holding a lead of 12-11. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Down he goes.
Now batting for San Rafael, center fielder number 21, Cameron Monger.
So, Cameron Monger to the plate. 1 out. This is the final game of this series. This is the final game of the first half for all the teams. And as you might have heard earlier, it is the second half begins this coming Tuesday, July the 18th. As the second place winners of the first half, the Pittsburgh Diamonds come to town. As Jeff Dowley walks the runner back to second. Pittsburgh Diamonds come to town, make some noise. They have not seen this place the entire first half, but they have played the Admirals on all the Admirals road trips. So yeah, they kind of like flip that around, and as Jeff Dowley goes ahead and runs the runner back to second. So Aaron Miles and the boys are coming to town on Tuesday to make a little noise. And the Admirals will be making some noise of their own. That is called a strike. So, strike one. And we're all chasing the Sonoma Stompers. All 3 teams are chasing the Stompers. They won the first half, so they're automatically entered into the championship for the whole shebang. It's just who will they face, or will they take the second half outright? And that's how this works. So the 3 teams that have placed second, third, and fourth are fighting to get that second spot for the second half. As that is a ball to Cameron Monger. Count now is 1 ball, 1 strike. So to say the least, the second half is going to be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. That's high for a ball, high and away for a ball. And if you want to take the chance to listen to them live, just at least with the Admirals, just go to any of the team's webpage. The Sonoma Stompers have TuneIn, and the Admirals, the Diamonds, and the Pacifics, we all go through Mixler. But go to any of those pages and click on whatever form it takes to click on live. You know, where it says listen live, and listen live. So whether they're home or away, you can listen to the games live or come out to the game. We're in the second half. We're in the most exciting part of the season, which is the second half. So, and you don't want to miss it. And that is ball 4. So Cameron Monger is on board like that.
Now batting for San Rafael. Left fielder number 12, Demetrius.
So here comes Demetrius Moore. His name is spelled Moorer. And that is to be determined if that is alternative facts or not. Yes, as you can see, the breeze has picked up. That's high for a ball. But it has a summery feel out here. We're in Vallejo, California, and Wilson Park is the place for the Vallejo Admirals. This is their home field. As he chops that one up towards the second baseman, and he's going to throw that to first, but he threw it too high. This has been a situation. One time, this is the third time this has done happen, where Kiriakos has thrown the ball up high to the first baseman.
Now batting for San Rafael, first baseman number 8, Jake.
He's had the runner dead to rights. But all of a sudden, as he's running forward, he's throwing up high. And Graylin Durkee is like 6'4", 6'5". So that's a target not to be missed. Throw it at his chest. yeah, don't say it with your chest. Throw it at his chest. As that is a ball 1. Yeah, that was my inner Kevin Hart, and that was just all bad. I know it. So, but yeah, I mean, that's the third time that's been happening in that situation. And that's down low for a ball. As we are due up for another pitching change, and it's looking like the one is coming up. The Houston, the former big leaguer, Sammy Gervasio is warming up in the pen. That's wide outside for a ball. 3-0 is the count here. So again, okay. So the grind situation worked in the earlier portion of the game, but now we're into the 8th. Bases are loaded. So now Jeff Dowley throws a strike. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. We have 1 out. Dowley has to throw strikes, nothing but strikes, and he can't do that. So he hit the batter in the foot. That no matter what, it plates a runner. As Dowley gives a look to the bullpen, he already knows what's coming his way. So
now batting for San Rafael, catcher number 16, Mike Risatello.
So like that'll do it. We're headed toward a pitching change, and I don't need to guess who that is because it's going to be Jeff Dowley is going to be removed, and Sammy Gervasio is going to take the mound to finish off the 8th and possibly the 9th. So we are back, and there has been a pitching change, of course. And ball one is thrown to Mike Rizzatello, who's at the plate. And Sammy Gervasio, number 35, the former Houston Astro big leaguer, is on the mound. To work this inning of work, we're at the top of the 8th. Bases are loaded, so he's done taking on quite a bit of baggage here. So, ball one, strike one, 1 out. So obviously there's something going on at the mound that Eric Thompson didn't like or made mention to. But everything checks out to be okay. So, bases are loaded. The Admirals with the Pacific's holding a lead of 13-10, and that is a called strike. 13-11, my bad. Ryan Rodriguez, Sammy Gervasio, kind of like getting on the same page, or it could be this guy's susceptible to this. But the bases are loaded no matter what. And that's the foul tipped up here toward the dugout. Now Jeff Dowley still owns all the runners on base. So whatever happens there, if they get walked in or hit in, that goes against Jeff Dowley's pitch status while he was on the mound. And the bases are loaded. Swing and miss. He wanted to hold back, but it's like that ball had a little bit of a late drop on it. So we are 2 down.
Now batting for San Rafael, designated hitter Brent Gillespie.
So Brent Gillespie to the plate. Base is still loaded. And the former big leaguer, Sammy Gervasio, he's no stranger to situations like this. And nothing really, as that's hit out to center field, that's going to get down. That's going to play the run. That's going to play 2 runs as they go in. So with that, 15-11.
Now batting for San Rafael, second baseman
So,
number 10, Aaron Brill.
Sammy has this little stand, like he had his hand on his hip, and it's like, okay, really, is that how you guys want to do this? Let's do this. So it's 2 outs. Top of the 8th. I mean, we'll play with them, but they're pretty much getting on to the antics. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And here's the thing about Sammy. The antics that he performs when he's on the mound doesn't take away from what he does when he throws towards the plate. And you look at this, or at least I look at this, and I say, geez, that is just some crazy discipline, because of the fact you know what you have to throw. You know what you got to do when you're throwing toward the plate. And for, I guess, the average pitcher, for them, it's a thing of when they throw when most pitchers throw to first base, and then they have to throw back towards home plate after they receive the ball, they're out of alignment, so to speak. The thing is out of alignment. And here you have Sammy Gervasio on the plate. He's, playing with the ball between his, that's not good, but he fake like he throws the ball between his legs or behind his back, or heck, he probably even do it over his head, swing and a miss. That is strike 2. but yet still, when he throws at the home plate, he's able to achieve the strikeout. If he was to throw at the first base and they throw it back, he would still probably be able to achieve the strike because of everything else that he does when he doesn't throw the ball at any of the players at the bases. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and they can't see him. They see him for something different, so therefore he achieves the goal a lot easier than most pitchers. So it is 15-11. Here come the Admirals. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we're going to see what the results are going to be once the Admirals are at the plate. And we are back. It is the bottom of the 8th. The Admirals are up and leading things off. At the top of the order is the center fielder, number 12, Tillman Pugh, as he bunts down, and it's looking like he's going to get on base. So a bunt single from Tillman Pugh. So with that, here comes David Kyriakos. As you can tell by the shaking, if you heard it, yeah, I'm on top of the dugout. 15-11, the Pacifics have got a few more points on the board. And by the way, this is one of the high-scoring games. And it's been a crazy, as they throw back to check Tillman Pugh, it's been a crazy first half as far as numbers go. Sometimes the team just ran away in the scoring department. The Stompers got all the way up to 20 points before that game had ended. That's inside football. I mean, it's been easy double figures, but the grind games have been to whereas the low scoring games. I mean, granted, to a degree, all the games have been good, and that is a strike call. But the grind games, the low-scoring games, were the games that were the ones to be like 3-4 or 2-1 or however that went. It wasn't that the game felt long, but it's like back and forth, nobody was moving. That is called a strike. Count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 15-11. The Pacifics are holding a lead. Yeah, safe is the call. Just barely safe. And they know about Tillman Pugh. As that's hit out to center field, the center fielder's going to come in. No, the left fielder comes in and he gets it. So Tillman Pugh's going to go back.
Now batting for the Admirals, catcher number 50, Mike Blank.
So here comes Mike Blank. And that's it up there. That's going to get past the second baseman.
Base hit for Blank, 2 on.
So 2 runners aboard, first and second.
Now batting for the Admirals, left fielder number 13, Nick Aiken Sr.
So Nick Aiken Sr. comes up. Now, Tillman Pugh's not scared or doesn't fear the fact of running the third base, because he will. 2 runners on, first and second. Nick Aikens Sr. at the plate. Mike Blank at first, Tillman Pugh at second. As that's hit up the third base side, foul. That is going to be fouled out of play. No, that was not fouled out of play. So that is 2 outs.
Designated hitter number 55, Ryan Rodriguez.
Okay, Ryan Rodriguez. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th, 2 runners on. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That is strike 2. Down low in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Check swing. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 15-11 is the score. Foul tip swing and a miss. That is strike 3. So we go ahead to the top of the 9th. Here comes the San Rafael Pacifics, and the Admirals need to hold them and get back to the plate. And we'll see all of that action right after this.
Ever have an interest of being on camera as a sports broadcaster? Or have you ever wanted to learn how to operate a camera or what goes on behind the scenes?
If you want to be a star behind the camera,
or you could be the captain of everything behind the scenes, then we have just the program for you.
Well, did you know that Solano College is the only community college in the nation that has a sports broadcasting program and television network, which can give you a certificate to get an entry-level job in sports broadcasting?
Classes will be held right along the library in room 121.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu. And remember, it's more than just sports. It's an education.
And we are back. We're in the top of the ninth. The Pacifics are up the plate. And leading things off is number 6, Juan Herrera. Juan Herrera is the shortstop for the Pacifics as he takes a ball 1. Sammy Gavascio is still on the mound to complete this ninth inning of work as that is hit out to the center field, and Tillman Pugh is out there and hits the tip of his glove and pops right out. So with that, Juan Herrera gets the double.
Now batting for San Rafael, third baseman number 55, Zach Goldstein.
So Zach Goldstein to the plate. And I would have to say that's one of the rare misses from Tillman Pugh out there in center field. That is a strike. 0-1 is the count. Down low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 15-11. Runner at second. Top of the ninth. That's hit out again to center field. Tillman Pugh will take that on a bounce. So runners at the corners, first and third. Now at the plate is Miles Williams. That is the ball to Miles Williams. Swing and a miss. Strike one. One ball, one strike. That's hit off to second base, and Vladimir Gomez is not going to get it, and that's going to play the run.
Now batting for San Rafael, number 21, Cameron Monger.
So Cameron Monger comes to the plate. That is a pass ball, and that will advance the runners to second and third. Sammy's not looking too pleased with that situation. Takes a rosin back and kind of like slams it on the ground. So it's looking like playtime is over for Sammy Gravaccio. So we'll see what this serious side of him is like. That is a strike. One ball, one strike. No outs here in the top of the ninth. Foul back, strike two. One ball, two strikes. 16-11 Pacifics. And that is a throwdown foul tip from Cameron Monger. I don't know if it slipped or he just threw the bat at the ball as it went down, but it fouled back. So the count remains the same. One ball, two strikes. Oh, that's high for a ball. You don't see that since Sammy's been taking the mound. You don't see that too often. It's down low for a ball. Count now is 2-2. And here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. And like that, Cameron Monger goes down. And that is one out here in the bottom, in the top of the ninth. So Demetrius Moorer to the plate. Runners on second and third. Down low for a ball. One ball, no strikes. One out. Top of the ninth. 16-11. Runners on second and third. And that is a strike. One ball, one strike, one out. Two balls, one strike. As Gervasio works to get the hitter out. As he hits that one right back up to shortstop area of the center field. And Tillman Pugh's going to fumble that, and that's going to bring in 2 runs.
Now batting for the Pacific, first baseman number 8, Jake Taylor.
Jake Taylor comes to the plate. Score now is 18-11. So that looks like that's going to be it for Sammy Gervasio as manager P.J. Phillips comes out to the mound. So, after about an inning of work, we have a pitching change, and we'll let you know who that is right after this. And we are back. It is still the top of the ninth. There has been a pitching change for the Admirals. It's number 16, Eli Garcia. And with a runner on first, the score is 18-11. And that's high for a ball. Count goes 2-0 to Jake Taylor. Now, Jake Taylor is a power hitter. He has been known to get it up out of here, so Eli needs to be kind of careful, because any place close to where Jake likes it, and it's out of here. Foul tip at the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's anywhere close, as I've said, a home run from Jake Taylor. And that makes it 20-11. So all of that belongs pretty much to Sammy Garaccio. So Mike Rizzatello comes to the plate. That is a strike to Mike Rizzatello. Down low for a ball. Like I said earlier, yeah, anywhere close in Jake Taylor's wheelhouse, and he gets it up out of here. And that's exactly what happened. He got it up out of here because it was in his wheelhouse. As that is flied out to right field, and Chevy Clark calls everybody off, and he's got that one. And like that, we have 2 down.
Now batting for San Rafael, number 20, Brent Gillespie.
So here comes Brent Gillespie. And he hits that one out of here. 322 like that. A solo home run from Brent Gillespie. So the bats have awakened with the Pacifics.
Now batting for San Rafael, second baseman, number 10, Aaron Brill.
So Aaron Brill comes to the plate, and it's now a score of 21-11. And that is called a strike. This is the final game of the first half, and they get a day off tomorrow, which is Monday, as all the teams do in the league. So they have to quickly shake this off because the Diamonds are coming to town, and they are the second place, as you would call the runner-ups, to Sonoma Stompers. So the fight continues, but the process of the grind, okay, so we're gonna make that a strike call. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Foul tip back. So the count remains 0-2 and 2 outs. Garcia gave it a long look, and here comes the pitch. And that is a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A foul tip back. So Aaron Brill is staying alive. And Eli Garcia is trying to put him away. I have to be kind of careful with what I want to put behind that. I didn't want to sound too morbid. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, 21-11. Anything is possible because this is Admirals baseball, and we'll see how it all turns out right after this. And we are back. It is the bottom of the 9th. There has been a pitching change. It is number 1, the Submariner, Garrett Granite for the Pacifics. And leading things off for the Admirals is number 40, the first baseman, Graylin Durkee, as he looks at 2 balls and no strikes. Goes down, ball 3. Now Granite is a little bit of a slickster. If he wants to change the look of a batter's eye, he will throw overhand as Graylin Durkee takes a walk. But he is known, he's the original. His throw is way down low as a submariner. Mike Kruko of the San Francisco Giants has another call for the submarine pitchers, but I won't get into that. That's his thing. So, and Chevy Clark is at the plate. But if he wants to change the batter's eye, he'll throw overhand. And when I first saw this, whoa! There's a little dance going here, and that's going to plate or advance Graylin Durkee to second. When I first saw this, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. He's known as the submarine thrower, and he threw it overhand, and that was to change the batter's eye. And it worked because the batter is like, whoa, where did this come from? You know, you're down here, and now you got to go way up here. And that is a ball. So he has the overhand throw in him, and he'll use it as he sees fit. But as it stands right now, there's going to be looks like there's going to be some, whoa, that's inside. 3 balls, no strikes. A runner at second. That is ball 4. So he'll take his base that way.
Now batting for the Admirals, Walnut Creek native third baseman number 11, Chris Fornacci.
So Chris Fornacci is up. And they're having just a little bit of a confab over there. Sometimes the situation comes where the closer, when he comes in, he's amped up. He's ready to go. And so he's out of focus with that. So they'll just come in and say, hey, relax. You got this, we got this. Just get in the game a little bit. is high for a ball. During the preseason, with the Admirals, the sidearm throwers that came through for the tryouts, and that is a strike call. The Admirals had no problems, I'll say the Admirals had no problem seeing those pitchers. They were like easy marks. So, but with Garrett, as that is hit out to right field, and that's going to get caught by the center fielder, so that is one out. No, left field. I got to get this right. Left field, but yeah, the center fielder fielded it, and that's where that goes. So Vladimir Gomez is up. So the deceptiveness to a submariner or submarining pitching style is the body drops down and the arm drops down even lower. So you're following everything down as he chops that one up to second base, and he's going to throw it out, and like that the game is over. So I won't be able to finish that story because that's how this one ends. So the Admirals lose this series. It goes 21-11, and that ends the first half. And the second half begins on a Tuesday with the Pittsburgh Diamonds. So once again, the score is the San Rafael Pacifics in their final three-game series here win it by a score of 21, and the Vallejo Admirals lose it by a score of 11. 21-11. My name is Darren Rogers, and this has been an In-Town Sports Network broadcast. And I'll talk to you again real soon down the line before the season's over.
Asphalt for their